In today's video, we are making a simple, easy, and healthy pesto pasta. If you're new here, hello, my name is Healthy Emmie. I'm a nutritionist, a weight loss specialist, and the creator of the Slim on Starch program, where you work with me as well as a mindset coach and a nutrition coach to release weight on a plant-based diet. If you're interested in doing that, click the link in the down bar. Usually pesto is very heavy. It's made with oil or with cream or cheese, and it's been sitting in a jar on a shelf for a long time, but this is simple, easy, fresh, vegan, oil-free pesto. This recipe is loved by vegans and non-vegans alike. Even the person that's always getting the creamy, heavy pasta will love this, I promise. This is perfect for the family, and I am currently finalizing my Healthy Families cookbook. At the time of publishing this video, it is almost ready, and if you are watching this video after it's published, it might already be ready. So click the link in the down bar to check my cookbooks to see if the Healthy Families cookbook is ready to go. At the end of this video, I'm going to be talking about some hacks that you can implement to make your pasta fit with your health and weight loss goals.
First, we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of pine nuts and add those into a food processor or a high-speed blender. Then we're going to take 3 cloves of fresh garlic. And now for the key ingredient, 2 cups of fresh basil packed. I cannot emphasize enough how much of a game changer it is to have the fresh basil. This is really what is going to set apart your recipe from the jars of pesto that you could just pick off of the shelf. People are going to be saying, oh my gosh, this tastes so fresh and flavorful. And it's because of the fresh basil. Bonus points if you grow your own basil. I personally don't do that, but I do aspire. Next up, 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast to give it a cheesy flavor. The juice of 1/2 of a lemon. This complements the other ingredients so well. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Instead of oil, we are going to use 1/4 of a cup of aquafaba. If you're not familiar, aquafaba is the liquid that chickpeas will sit in. So if you have a can of chickpeas, whatever brine is left over when you drain it, don't let it go down the sink. You're going to save 1/4 of a cup of it for this recipe, and then you can put chickpeas with your pasta. And then we're going to add in, plus or minus, give or take, about 1/4 of a cup of water. All you got to do is blend this together and then mix it with your cooked spaghetti. When you go ahead and serve the dish, feel free to add in some chickpeas to the dish. I'll talk about the benefits of that later, as well as some pine nuts and some basil. This is a great dish to serve to your family, totally family friendly, also dinner party friendly. If you're having a dinner party, this is a great one to serve. This is very aligned with the types of recipes that I'm going to do and am finalizing in my Healthy Families cookbook, which I'm so excited about. Again, it is either almost finished or by the time you're watching this video, it is finished. Details will be in the down bar.
So now let's talk about some hacks to make pasta fit with your weight loss goals, or with your weight maintenance goals, or just getting healthier. So pasta is inherently viewed as something that's bad for weight loss just because it's a carbohydrate. The big misunderstanding here is that carbohydrates are not in and of themselves bad things. Carbohydrates are our body's preferred source of fuel. Our body actually wants to burn carbohydrates. The only thing that gets us into trouble is when we consume more calories than our body burns. Then we end up in a calorie surplus, and when we're in a calorie surplus, then we are going to experience weight gain. So by eating a slim on starch diet, when you're eating whole plant foods that are naturally higher in volume and lower in calories, Calorie density can help you eat in abundance, eat an amount that actually makes you feel satisfied, but not be in a calorie surplus. So pasta is not bad. Pasta in and of itself is not going to make you gain weight. What you want to make sure of is that the average calorie density of your diet is modest enough so that you can eat in alignment with your hunger fullness cues and not be in a calorie surplus. If you're looking to release weight, you want to be in a calorie deficit. So how do we get you into a calorie deficit? I do not recommend counting calories. I actually recommend listening to your hunger fullness cues and manipulating the calorie density of the diet so that you can eat in alignment with your hunger fullness cues and you don't have to go hungry, you don't have to count calories, macros, all of that. This will lead me into my first tip for aligning pasta with your weight release goals, which is to have a salad with it. I want you to have a big salad, and I don't want you to use an oil-based dressing. I want you to use a low-fat dressing. You could take something from my Healthy Dressings and Sauces cookbook, put that on a nice big green salad so that now the average calorie density of that meal is much lower. Tip number 2 is I don't want you to have any animal products with this meal. The reason being, animal products are really high in calories. Once you add butter, once you add cheese, now you're increasing the calorie density tremendously. Not only will the calories per bite increase, but also the dopamine response that you're going to have to these super high calorie, high sodium products is going to encourage you to eat much more of them. So let's have a big green leafy salad with our pasta. Let's put the animal products on the back burner for now. So the cheese and the butter and the dairy and the meat and the fish, let's hold off on that for now. The third tip that I'm going to suggest to you to help increase the healthiness of this meal and to make it friendly to your weight release goals is to replace a white pasta for a pasta that is going to be either whole wheat or just have one simple ingredient, perhaps a gluten-free ingredient like corn or bean or lentils. The white refined pastas will produce a higher insulin response, which will make fat burning more difficult. The more refined something is, the more our insulin is going to spike, and the higher our insulin is, the lower our fat burn is. So I would suggest a whole grain pasta or a gluten-free pasta that's made from something, like I said, like corn or lentils or beans. The next hack to help increase the satiety of this meal is going to be to add in a legume. So to add in something like some cooked lentils or to add in some white beans. White beans would go really well with this dish. The beans themselves contain a certain type of fiber and also have a high content of protein that is going to delay stomach emptying and produce satiety, respectively. So adding in some white beans to this meal will help you feel more satisfied for a longer period of time. The more satisfied you are for a longer period of time, the less you end up eating. The final hack, and the most important one, is to listen to your hunger fullness cues. If this is something that you struggle with, then I highly encourage that you reach out to join me in the Slim on Starch program so that we can work through this. This is one of the main things that we focus on in the Slim on Starch program because it's imperative to your long-term success. And if we try to sidestep the importance of listening to hunger fullness cues, we're going to have a very difficult time being successful in the long term. There is going to be more pasta later, and hunger is the best sauce. So if you have some now and you save some for later, you're going to enjoy it so much more the next time you have it, as opposed to stuffing all of it in right now. If you made it to this point of the video, my guess is that you probably like spaghetti or pasta or penne or ziti, whatever it is, macaroni. I want you to let me know in the comments what your favorite type of pasta is. Spaghetti, linguine, angel hair, penne, ziti. I, growing up, always had ziti. That's just what we had growing up. But I like penne. Those two confuse me. I always mix those up. But let me know in the comments what your favorite is. So looking forward to the Healthy Families cookbook. It's going to be awesome, family-friendly recipes that everyone will enjoy. I really hope to meet you in the Slim on Starch program. And if you're currently a client of mine, mwah, I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you, honeys, in my next video. Mwah.